morning. Talk 97.3 FM, 990 AM, WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It is time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am Steve Leader Adams.
And I'm the LeaderMan's gag-inducing sidekick, Matt Horsley. You may text your thoughts, emotions, ideas to 910-690-0116. International rates do apply. That number is 910-690-0116.
Don't forget, we are being seen around the world on our live video stream. That's up and running if you want to watch. It's at talk973.com. Top middle of the page is the link. Or if you're on your mobile device, YouTube app will get you there. Put Mornings with the LeaderMan in there. If you're on your mobile device looking just our audio, because you got to keep those eyes on the road, we suggest the TuneIn, iTunes apps, other platforms will play us. In that case, you put WEEB into the search. And if you're on our homepage, that little icon at talk973.com in the upper right-hand corner of any of our web pages that says Listen Live, is all you got to tap one time and you're listening that quick. Weather for us today here in the Sandhills area, pretty much what we've been having, but not quite as big a chance for the rain. Mostly cloudy, 30% chance of scattered showers today. Muggy, high of 86 tonight, mostly cloudy. More of the same, a low of 69 tomorrow, 50% chance of those scattered showers, 83 for a high. Wednesday, 50% chance, 85. We're going to be mid-80s for quite a while. And you say to yourself, when will it end? Well, my computer models say a week from tomorrow.
When it'll be up in the 90s.
No, we'll get a blast of northeast air. Northwest air. That'll bring in some drier air and push this system out of here that's just keeping us miserable. That's the high that's formed off the coast, but it should lift away, hopefully, a week from Tuesday. But that's way away, and things can change. It's kind of like predicting a hurricane, where a hurricane's going to land a week and a half away. It's hard to do.
Our
models, accuracy.
Our models are very accurate. It's one of these 93 tracks right here.
Well, it's the Mendusky model, which is I use a lot, and it pretty much is pretty accurate. Like with Harvey and what was the other one? Emily last summer. Was that
I don't know.
The one in Florida. Anyway,
she wasn't the woman for you.
It was one of the first computers to accurately predict where it was going before the others fell in line. So anyway, there are tons of computer models out there. But right now around the Sandhills,
and they're bound to be right once in a while.
Winds are south-southwest at 5, visibility wide open, 10 miles, pressure 30-15, dew point at a very sticky 69. Remember, boys and girls, the magic number, 63. Anything above, bad.
60. I thought it was 67.
No, 63. Anything below starts to feel comfortable.
I need to listen to you once in a while.
Humidity maxed out at 100%. It's sunny and 69 right now here at Talk 97.3 FM and 990 AM WEEB.
It's good for your skin, Steve. Keep telling you, it doesn't dry us out.
Well, you can go out there and have a whole belly full of it. I don't care for it.
Yeah,
I hate it.
Did you do anything exciting on Saturday?
Well, yeah. Got up real early. Packed a Leadermobile and headed over to the Aberdeen Spring Spree. And it was a nice event. It's too bad that the rain just would not cooperate. It just put a real hurting on it. Everybody got there and set up, and you know, everybody's always friendly. And people from one booth will come over and help you put up your tent. And when somebody else arrives, you go help them put up their tent to speed things up. And they had 70 vendors out there and booths, and people brought their wares and put them out. And there are a lot of good crafts to look at. And, of course, we were there with the Adams for Sheriff booth, ready to hand out our plan to people as to what we were going to do if we get elected. And then it starts, and they also had pony rides for kids. They had a simulated railroad train for kids to ride.
Simulated train on like a booth or something with a...
No, it was a miniature train for, I say miniature, kids can get in it, sit down, and ride. And it's pulled by a tractor with, it looks like a train. Mm-hmm. And sound effects of the train, and it's not on the track, but it does weave and goes around a little course. And then they had inflatable stuff that kids could jump on. And they had a petting zoo, llamas and goats.
Stormy Daniels was there?
No. But they had petting zoo, and then they had pony rides.
Inflatable petting zoo, Stormy Daniels.
But anyway, before Matt went to the weeds, then the rains came. It would rain. You stay sort of dry, and you're under the tent, so you don't get too wet. But some people showed up and were walking in the rain. They just took it and walked. But for the most part, people didn't come because the rain got harder. And from like, I guess it was 10 until 1, it just poured rain.
Oh, bummer.
It just poured. And the band, which was under a tent on the stage, they played. But there was nobody standing in front of them watching because of the rain.
Yeah.
And so...
It's brave to keep playing in the rain.
And they had 3 bands.
Were they plugged in?
Huh?
Were they plugged in or were they unplugged?
Oh, yeah, full power. And they were good. But then...
3 electrocutions really excited the crowd, too. That was...
Well, they popped a few breakers. They had to go reset and stuff like that. Something about being underwater, a plug being underwater just doesn't seem to want to work.
Yeah.
I don't understand it either.
Go figure.
So then it starts becoming a real sloppy mess because the ground's so saturated, and it's your stuff starts getting pretty wet. And a lot of the vendors, you weren't supposed to leave till 4, but a lot of the vendors, and the people organized it didn't fight it. All the stuff's drenched, and nobody's there, and they just had enough, so they started packing up and leaving.
Particularly if they're selling stuff that, their artwork or whatever. You don't want that.
Yeah, and they stayed. They slugged it out for quite a while, but when it looked like it just would not end.
The umbrella and rain slickers crowd, man, that table, that was packed.
All last week, we never really had any rain during the day, a few drops here and there, and that would have been fine. Everybody was geared for that. But when it just steady, hard rain for 3 hours, people kind of tend to give up.
And kills the mood.
And they started packing up and moving out. And we lasted until 2, and it just wouldn't quit. That's about the time it did quit. But there wasn't anybody left to draw a crowd. The band was there, and people who would come after that would go and watch the band. And so there was a little point in staying. But it was a nice event, and I'm sad that it got rained so hard.
Yep, stuff happens.
Those that put it on did a good job and had the stuff there that would have drawn the crowds and kept the crowds around. The only vendor that did well was the pizza guy and the hot dog guy. And he did well from the other vendors who were, I guess, eating because they were waiting for somebody to show. The few that showed, God bless them, they braved it all, but... and, of course, you get to spend time with the booth. You're not so many people around it messing it up. Or you can get your questions answered or whatever. But we had some nice people stop by my booth, and we could talk a little while, spread the message. Oh, well, next it's the I think it's Farm Days in Robbins, which is in August. That's a 3-day event. We'll be there on Saturday.
Yeah, I was coming back from Raleigh yesterday and passed 2 trailers with antique tractors, the kind of stuff you would see at the Farm Days.
Oh.
That's a big event. They said it's been getting smaller, but I had never been, and that was pretty. It's a pretty good thing.
Well, the one in Robbins, I'm not sure if it's called. I have to look it up.
I think it's Farm Days.
Farm Days, but it's Main Street, the same route as the Christmas parade, full of vendors.
Lots of vendors.
And they say it's just packed with people.
Yeah.
So we'll be up there for that, and we'll find other places to go between now and then.
Yeah, I recommend Farm Days. I'd never been and was very pleasantly surprised. If you get kids, it's a carnival thing. They got rides, but they've got lots of vendors with food and all kinds of little cool stuff. So.
Mm-hmm.
And I was surprised how impressive I thought, okay, they're going to be driving tractors and stuff. Actually, pretty interesting. Lots of neat stuff there, including little tiny miniature tractors driving down the road.
Well, if you got a petting zoo, that'll get them. Because they had llamas at the Aberdeen thing. They were cute little things. And there was this one goat that was just determined to be the star of the show. He was just really real loud all over the place. He was wanting people to give him food.
Yeah, it's always fun to take little kids with popcorn or something in with the goats.
Mm.
I'm kidding. Don't do that.
I am depressed because I had to go set up for that. I wasn't able to watch the royal wedding. It was terrible.
Steve, it was beautiful. It was amazing.
Yes. Let's see. When I was getting ready Saturday morning, I got a glimpse of it and I went, ugh, had to retake a bath.
I could say it was more spectacular than the Diana wedding.
Boy.
I mean, I could say a lot of things. If I'd watched it, I could even say more.
Well, the problem is, after all is said and done, and, I heard criticisms from a couple of women in our group that go on our walk every day. They were saying that Megan spoke her vowels too fast. I said, well, why? Megan's a professional actress. I'm sure she timed it out perfectly. No, they were too fast.
That's what I was thinking at the time. Oh my gosh, that slow down, girl.
And her veil, that goes over her head was probably, it was about 2 stories high. When she got to the top of the steps, her veil was just clearing the bottom step.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
And when I say steps, I'm talking about 120 steps later.
I'm thinking, what is this, a Spanish confirmation or what?
She drug that 30-pound thing right down that aisle, boy. And there stood her prince waiting on her in full military gear or royal gear.
Yes, indeed. That big green outfit is quite.
And then one of the ladies told me, she says,
what color was it?
And did you know that her bouquet was, the flowers were picked by Harry personally? Is it Harry? Yeah. Henry and Harry, is that right? William and Harry. It was Harry went to the royal gardens and picked the flowers personally and then made them up into a bouquet for his bride to bring down the aisle. And I guess that lady says, and you think that's romantic? She says, she's going, oh my God, that is so romantic. I was going, oh, barf.
And now,
the stupid thing men do.
4 seconds inside Steve's head.
I guess if it's so romantic, guys, you might want to try it if you really want her to love you a little bit more.
By the way,
you
when
say, my mother has a garden, and I'm going to go pick the flowers for your bouquet that morning, and they'll be delivered to you, but I will be the one that makes them.
When I said green, I meant black or blue or something.
And then Harry calls the florist and says, "Can you get me a bouquet pretty quick over here?" The press will repeat what I put in the press release, but I ain't going to pick any flowers. That wouldn't be princely of me, would it?
I'm looking through pictures to try and find what he was wearing, and it looks like he was wearing... She's in the wedding dress, and he's got about 4 different outfits on. I don't know what he was wearing. I didn't watch it.
His royal prince outfit.
Whatever.
Now they're the Duke and Duchess of Tasmania, wherever it is. We'll carve out a little area, give it a fancy name, and
Tasmania.
you'll be the Duke and Duchess of it. Like, in other words, okay, you're on the payroll. For life, just because of the womb you emerged from. But there's a big thing after the wedding, and that is the cleanup. That's the part no one wants to talk about. And we have Miles on the phone from Windsor this morning to tell us, I got to kill that first.
We have miles to go before we're done.
Right. Miles is on the phone to tell us what all is involved with the royal cleanup. Miles?
Hello, my name's Miles. I'm on the cleanup crew, and let me just say, cleaning up after the royal wedding is a royal pain. That's what it is. I have to clean out miles of mobile porta potties. And by the way, there's no difference between the commoners and the invited guests. All the men have bad aim. Hey, let me name drop for a second. George Clooney looks great, but he can really stink up a portable loo just like the rest of them. Luckily, we have a lot of abandoned flowers to pick up that hopefully will lessen the stench. Oh, and one more thing before I get back to my disgusting job. I learned my British accent from watching old Beatle movies.
Well, okay, Miles, the cleanup guy from the wedding. Still the cleaning. Well, if you visit Starbucks, you can now hang out at Starbucks as long as you won't without ordering anything. Just don't boycott them. Okay?
Welcome to the new and improved socially conscious Starbucks, where you're free to enjoy a piping hot cup of our famous Joe while you sit and pretentiously pound away at that screenplay on your MacBook. Did we mention we love whales and pandas? We sure do. In fact, for every acre of forest we torch in Colombia to get our coffee beans, we plant a little flag with an endangered animal on it. Yeah. Feel like verbally abusing the career choice of our 17-year-old barista? Go right ahead. These kids today could use a little career advice, are we right? Here's a thought. Start with the stupid Smashing Pumpkins t-shirt they're wearing. Something like, "Hey kid, the 90s called. They want their shirt back. Need to use the can? Go right ahead. We don't even care if you buy anything. In fact, just let us know what you'd like on your way back there, and we'll hand deliver a cup of Java to the throne room. On us. Hell, trash the entire store. We just don't care. In fact, we're looking for an excuse to tear the dump down and build a way trendier one a few blocks away. We're Starbucks, and we're terrified of becoming the next corporate target of a social media boycott."
Well, in NBA action yesterday, the Warriors beat the Rockets by a boring 41 points. In Game 3 last night, to gift us with a brand new episode of Boring Moments in Sports.
Boring Moments in Sports. Last night, the Golden State Warriors beat the Houston Rockets by 41 points in Game 3 of the NBA Western Finals. A game so boring, at one point the Warriors coach benched all his players and let Steph Curry's overactive daughter Riley play with the ball. She kept it away from Houston for 2 minutes until James Harden finally knocked it away. Sadly, the ball rolled out of bounds and Riley got the ball back. Join us next time for Boring Moments in Sports.
Yeah, I've been to a few ball games where it's just blown out. In high school, they have mercy rules. When the other team gets ahead by so many points, the clock rolls. Like in football, if you're ahead by 40, the clock rolls. No timeout for the clock. It just keeps rolling. They will take an injury timeout, but
you know what? When you're getting paid as much as you're getting paid, if you're going to lose by 40-something points, you deserve to have it go all the way and be embarrassed.
A teenager in Houston named Lewis Jordan was picking up his mom from work, and he saw a woman in a wheelchair waiting at a bus stop. She was in direct sunlight and it was really hot. As you know, it gets in Houston, probably muggy too.
Yeah, it's muggy.
So he went over and held an umbrella above her head and stayed there with her for 2 hours until the accessible bus came by.
Wow.
Here is Lewis.
It was unbearably hot. I wouldn't want to be out there in the sun. Come to find out, it ended up being a little longer for Metro Lift to come get her, so we ended up waiting out there for a good hour and 45 minutes. We laughed, joked. She's in the book club. Comes to find out she likes pork chops. I owe her some stuffed pork chops. I pray that God allow me to be used every day. I've been down and out so much, man, and I've been that person.
What's his name? Lewis what?
What did I say it was? Lewis Jordan.
Lewis Jordan. Great American.
And then there's this guy who worked at Popeyes. Now, they say you should never burn your bridge when you leave your job. Because go out with style, because that way it won't come back and get you. Hopefully.
I want to hear this.
But a guy at Popeyes was going to quit his job and decided to do it in a unique way. He quit his job at Popeyes by walking in, singing a song in front of the whole place. His farewell sonata, I guess.
So I got an announcement. So I'm quitting my job today.
Hey, let them know you about to quit.
I don't want to work here no more. Can't tell the job, you got the chicken on the floor. I don't really want to work here no more. You have to find somebody to cover my tomorrow. I don't really want to work here. Y'all can find somebody to cover my and I'm tired of this.
Okay, since they can't understand it, no use torturing you anymore.
Yeah.
Could you understand it?
Nope.
But he quit it in an ugly way. And then there's the couple in Texas who thought Judgment Day was coming. So they sold all this stuff, gave away a bunch of $100 bills, and then burned the house down.
By the way, if I was that guy's new employer and that happened to come across, man, you're fired, man. Don't even bother trying to start to work here.
Anyway, before we went backwards to the weeds, a couple in Texas thought Judgment Day was coming. So they sold all this stuff, gave away a bunch of $100 bills, and burned the house down. And then walked away butt naked.
It was definitely a breaking point for them. They were very good people, very warm people, very helpful people. They went and sold every one of their personal belongings, went to the park, and literally was handing out $100 bills to people that they seemed fit needed it. I think they were ready for a new start. I mean, I think they really believed that today was Judgment Day. I could do nothing more than turn my head because it was shocking as hell. I've seen a lot of wild, crazy things in my life, and bar none, they hit the top 3 list. Really like to push for everyone to pray for them. I mean, they were good, honest people.
Well, suppose you were getting married and you were doing it in Windsor, same place as the royal couple from this weekend, except your wedding is on Friday. And hundreds, if not thousands of people have already ascended on the route to Windsor, as well as outside the church. So they have a spot to watch Meghan and Harry come out or go in. Well, there was a couple in this situation. They only invited 30 people, but all the royal wedding watchers were in town, and they swarmed the unknown couple as kind of a dry run for the real thing. They had to get a police escort, and they got interviewed by the press, of course, just for being married ahead of them.
Congratulations! Thank you! How do you feel? Amazing! Do you feel this is crazy? This is a bit surreal. This is really weird. I don't know what to make. Do you feel like a princess? Yeah, I do. Yeah.
She's a
Wow! How is Megan going to feel tomorrow? This is insane. I don't know. Hopefully. What do you think? What do you think, Samantha? You think I'm going to have stage Megan?
She is a real princess.
How are you feeling today?
Well, she had fun on her wedding day.
You know, people confuse me for Chris Hemsworth all the time, so I kind of get mobbed that way when I go out.
Let's see. The royal wedding itself, all that for this 26-second moment.
In the presence of God and before this congregation, Harry and Meghan have given their consent and made their marriage vows to each other. They have declared their marriage by the joining of hands and by the giving and receiving of rings. I therefore proclaim that they are husband and wife.
Somebody gave, what do they call it? Not the eulogy, but...
No, not the eulogy.
The preaching, I guess you'll call it. I call it. And they were talking about how it was some head of the Episcopal Church that gave it. And he was talking about how love is the answer, you know. When we'll have enough love when everybody in this world is not hungry, and so forth and so on. And I was waiting for him to break down and say, and we'll have enough love when we're all around the campfire singing Kumbaya. Shall we do a verse together, please? Kumbaya?
Yeah.
It's just...
There's a lot of stuff you can say, but to engage in the fantasy stuff of world peace, that's, as long as you get people in the world, living creatures in the world, you're not going to have world peace.
Oprah almost got in trouble at the royal wedding because she brought a beige-colored dress that looked white. So she tried to she hired Stella McCarthy's people to put a pink dress together for her overnight.
If she'd been white, that wouldn't have happened.
So anyway, here's the panic.
I would like to thank the Stella McCartney team for working all night long to get this dress finished, because we had dress gate, wrong color. Now we got the right color. I think we're going to do okay. But no, thank you so much for the detail, working all night, to the whole Stella McCartney team. Amen, amen, amen. Stella McCartney team, thank you very much.
So when women go to a wedding, they're not allowed to wear white. Is that it?
I guess. They have to
only the bride gets to be in white.
Only the bride is the only virgin.
Okay. Well, Gayle King talked about Oprah's little problem.
Oprah Winfrey arriving to the wedding. I can tell you that Oprah is wearing Stella McCartney.
Oh, she is wearing.
Yeah. She had a little bit of a wedding emergency yesterday. She sent me a picture of the dress that she was planning to wear, and it was going to be a cream color, but it came out and it was bright white with lace. And she said, "Do you think this is too white?" And I went, "Yeah, I do. I think it's too white." So yesterday, she whipped together this dress. She just got this dress yesterday because the one she was intending to wear, she thought was a little too white.
The tough life of being a billionaire.
Somebody's got to do it, Steve. Don't be so critical.
And John Oliver played a great montage of local news anchors busting out in terrible British accents over the weekend.
If you enjoy phony British accents, this is the week of the year for you.
Ethan, tell us the details and do it in a British accent for fun.
Hello, Governor.
Hello, Governor.
Hello. Tally-ho. No.
Pip, pip.
Cheerio, everyone. Cheerio, everyone. Cheerio this morning.
Cheerio. Cheerio. I've made it to merry old England.
Hello. You cheeky monkey. Tally-ho.
Maybe a spot of tea?
Spot of tea.
A spot of tea?
A spot of tea.
A spot of tea?
Spot of tea.
From the town of Windsor. Top of the morning.
I'm sorry, but there's just no snootiness in your accent. It must.
We should see more clouds
snooty.
and sun overall around the area today, with warm temperatures and some widely scattered showers and thunderstorms during the afternoon or evening. A couple of those could produce locally heavy rain or gusty winds. We'll have highs in the low to mid 80s. Then tonight should be mostly cloudy. Our chance of showers decreasing. Lows in the mid to upper 60s. Just a slight chance of an afternoon or evening thunder shower Tuesday. Otherwise, a mix of clouds and a little sun with highs again low to mid 80s. I'm Mike Moss in the Weather Center.
97.3 FM and 990 AM. WPDB Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen. And on the web at talk973.com.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Linda Kenyon. President Donald Trump says he's going to demand the Justice Department investigate whether the FBI infiltrated his 2016 campaign. Correspondent Sagar Magani reports.
It's an extraordinary order from the president, who has been promoting a theory circulating in conservative circles about a possible FBI spy on the campaign. His pressure on the Justice Department hit a new intensity with his tweet yesterday ordering an investigation, reading, "I hereby demand and will do so officially tomorrow." The department's already moving to defuse a potential confrontation, asking its internal watchdog to expand an existing probe of the FBI's actions, though it's unclear if that will satisfy the president. Sagar Magani, Washington.
North Korea will be displaying the closure of its nuclear test site this week, and foreign journalists will be allowed to journey deep into the country's mountains to witness it. The closing of the facility at Mount Mantap is a much-touted display of goodwill before leader Kim Jong-un's planned summit meeting with President Donald Trump next month. Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro has won re-election in a vote marred by an opposition boycott and claims of vote rigging.
Such was the expectation that Nicolas Maduro would win. His rivals even admitted defeat before the official results had been announced. According to the National Electoral Council, only 46% of people voted. It was the lowest turnout for a presidential election in decades. Mr. Maduro has called for dialogue with other parties, but with a crumbling economy and international pressure increasing, it won't be an easy ride for him.
That's BBC correspondent Katie Watson in Caracas, Venezuela. The CIA's first female director will be sworn in this morning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Gina Haspel was confirmed by the full Senate last week. More on these stories at townhall.com.
If credit card debt has you down, nonprofit Trinity Debt Management can help. Trinity will consolidate your accounts into one easy-to-manage monthly payment, put a stop to late fees, and drastically reduce your interest. You'll pay thousands less than you originally owed. It's not a loan. It's a way to become debt-free and possibly improve your credit score. So call Trinity and talk to a certified counselor. They'll explain their proven program to you with no pressure, just practical solutions and hope for tomorrow. Are you ready to pay off your credit cards in less time for less money? Then call for a free no-obligation debt analysis and become debt-free for keeps. If your debt has you down, we should talk. Gather up your bills and call this toll-free number for a free no-obligation debt analysis. Call 1-800-990-6976. That's 1-800-990-6976. 1-800-990-6976.
The United Nations has warned the production and trafficking of methamphetamine drugs have soared to alarming levels in parts of Southeast Asia.
The UN Office on Drugs and Crime has raised alarm bells for meth production and trafficking in and around the so-called Golden Triangle, the border area of Myanmar, Laos, and Thailand. Myanmar is hosting a rare meeting of drug enforcement officials from Cambodia, China, Laos, Thailand, and Vietnam in hopes of hammering out a new strategy. But it's a daunting challenge. Synthetic drugs can be manufactured in highly mobile underground laboratories in remote locations.
BBC correspondent Celia Hatton. Authorities say a street shooting in Philadelphia has left a pregnant woman and her father critically injured on the day she was married. The shooting occurred shortly before 10:30 p.m. yesterday. Authorities say the shooters fired at least 18 shots from 2 separate semi-automatic weapons. News and analysis at townhall.com. Italy's 2 main anti-establishment parties are meeting with the country's president, seeking his approval to form a government. BBC correspondent Gavin Lee in Rome reports the parties have offered measures to remove migrants.
They will build more migrant centres, deportation centres. They will look to call upon the EU to make sure there's a better system of new migrants coming to Italy, where migrants have to register and return to the place that they first arrived. They want fair distribution. Not clear on exactly how they find 500,000 illegal migrants, if there are that many, and also deport them. But that is part of their sort of vague pledge in a multi-page document of how they will rule together.
The party's leaders also are proposing basic income for poor families and the unemployed. One of NASA's prime shippers launches a fresh load of supplies to the International Space Station. The launch took place from Wallops Island in Virginia. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Well, here we go again. Another election. This one's for keeps. This time your vote will decide who will be our next sheriff. Hello, I'm John Zumwalt. I'm backing Steve Adams for sheriff of Moore County. We have 3 good men running in the general election. One thing makes Steve Adams stand out. Steve has new ideas. He brings something to the office that we need more of, a business person's way of looking at things. As you begin to hear these announcements between now and Election Day, please don't block them out. Obviously, we need good, strong, honest law enforcement from our sheriff. We also need, and it's the same thing we need throughout government, ways to save money. Steve Adams has some good, solid plans to do just that. Now, there will be talk that Steve Adams is not a cop, and he's not. Most people who administer hospitals are not doctors, and the heads of the FBI are not FBI agents, and this goes on. Steve will have the best people he can find to run that into the office. That'll leave him free to take care of you by listening to you and by being a good steward with your tax money while saving you millions, yes, millions of dollars. So I hope you'll keep an open mind. That's all I ask of any voter. Listen, and in fact, give him a call. Talk to him. I think you'll like what you hear, and you might even end up like me, supporting Steve Adams for sheriff.
Find out about Steve's plan at adamsforsheriff.com. That's adamsforsheriff.com. Paid for by Adams for Sheriff.
Most of us have to live on a budget. That's a fact. But smart budgeting doesn't always mean sacrifice. Hi, this is Charles McKnight. At Pinehurst Toyota Hyundai Pre-Owned, we seek to make your buying experience easy and enjoyable with no gimmicks and no games. We offer you a great selection of pre-owned cars and trucks in every price range, starting as low as $59.95, with rates as low as 2.9%. For your peace of mind, all of our vehicles are Carfax certified, and almost all are local trades. We don't believe any dealership will work more diligently than Pinehurst Toyota Hyundai to provide you with a quality vehicle that's Carfax certified at a better price. Why don't you drop by and experience for yourself the Pinehurst Toyota Hyundai difference.
This is Kim Hand, PGA Life member, TrackMan owner, and the voice of Golf Augusta. Do you know what happens when your grips are worn? Stay tuned and I will tell you.
Here are some recent customer comments about Golf Augusta. Love this store, great store, amazing customer service. Great service and selection. The staff is always helpful and knowledgeable. I visit the store every chance I get, and wow, the golf simulator will blow your mind. What will be your comments? Have more fun, play better golf. Golf Augusta on Highway 1 in Southern Pines.
Regardless of how often you play, your grips gradually break down. The ozone, heat, dirt, and oils eat away at all grip material. When you play with worn grips, you naturally grip tighter. which in turn decreases club speed. All of a sudden, the dreaded off-center strike becomes the norm. The fix: regrip your clubs at least once a year. Stop by Golf Augusta. We will check your grip size and change out your grips while you wait. Stay tuned for more golf tips, and please visit Golf Augusta for all your golfing needs.
Aberdeen Prescription Shop is one of the best independent pharmacies. Despite the chain stores, customers prefer Aberdeen Prescription Shop for its personal service, drive-through window, and free delivery. All major insurance is accepted, including TRICARE. Order your prescriptions online at AberdeenRxShop.com or call 944-1313, 944-1313, or visit the Town and Country Shopping Center on US 1. Aberdeen Prescription Shop.
Just what the doctor ordered.
NCN News. I'm Mike Rayleigh. A car rode right into a restaurant in Bessemer City, North Carolina, near Charlotte yesterday afternoon. 2 people were killed and several others injured. Local police believe it was a domestic incident. Chief Tom Ellis is with the Bessemer City Police Department.
We're praying for the families and all the victims involved, and we're doing a complete investigation. The whole city will come together. We are the city with a heart.
In Santa Fe, Texas, dozens of people attended a candlelight vigil last night for the victims of the Santa Fe school shooting on Friday. We're starting to learn more about the suspect, 17-year-old Demetrius Borgalchis. Omar Villafranca has more from Santa Fe.
Police reportedly confronted the gunman just 4 minutes after the first shots were fired, and that started a 25-minute gun battle. A school resource officer was shot before the suspect finally gave up.
At least 2 people have died. 11 others have been hurt in a wreck involving a church van in North Carolina. The wreck was reported around 5:30 p.m. Sunday near Roseville, about 15 miles northeast of Raleigh. No word yet on possible charges. Polk County Emergency Management to begin damage assessments today. Floodwaters have receded in most areas of Polk County following flash flooding and mudslides that claimed the life of 1 person on Friday night. Columbus Fire Chief Tony Perister tells WLOS News.
I've seen, probably spent 10 years ago or better, where we had flooding in the area, but not to this extent with the mudslides and the damage that we have seen on 176.
North Carolina officials are putting out a warning after 10 people have already died in boating accidents this year. 6 of those victims were not wearing life jackets. That according to officials with the North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission. You're listening to NCN News.
The Powerade State Games of North Carolina are coming this June to the Piedmont Triad. Registration is open for athletes of all ages and skill levels in 24 different sports. The Powerade State Games feature 13,000 athletes and 700 teams. Don't miss out on the largest sports festival of the year. Visit PoweradeStateGames.org today. The Powerade State Games are brought to you by BB&T, Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina, and Lowe's Foods. For more information, visit PoweradeStateGames.org.
Sometimes the simplest things can make the biggest difference. An extra pair of hands, a smile, or a shoulder. At North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, we feel the same about home and auto coverage, affordable rates, trusted service, and local agents. After all, making one simple difference in your life helps you make a big difference in another's. Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
Hundreds line the streets of Kennebunkport, Maine, waving flags to welcome home the 41st president. Sam Reed, with a TV station there, tells us
President George H.W. Bush's arrival, a motorcade, would lead him to his home away from home on Walker's Point.
When I heard he was coming through town, couldn't miss the opportunity to just show how grateful I am to just him and his family. Just happy to be here.
Take a flag. Just a few short hours, the community rallied together, springing into action, spreading the word. 41 at 93 years old would be traveling through the heart of Kennebunkport to spend the summer in the state he loves so much.
A total of 36 private college and universities around the state have a yearly economic impact of some $14.2 billion. Hope Williams is president of the North Carolina Independent Colleges and Universities and says those schools are traditionally smaller but make a big impact.
Even among our smallest institutions, in many cases, they are among the largest employers, in many cases the largest private employer in that county or in that region.
It was 50 years ago, the Poor People's Campaign, and it's Sports back. Here's CBS's Vicki Barker.
What's disgusting?
Union busting.
Many of the activists weren't even born when Martin Luther King Jr. launched his Poor People's Campaign in 1968. But a network of largely liberal campaigners across 35 states is holding 40 days of protests and teach-ins, demanding new anti-poverty laws and reforms to laws they say make it tough for poor and black citizens to vote. Vicki Barker, CBS News.
North Carolina officials say 10 emergency managers and 5 service officials will work in Hawaii on the response to the erupting Kilauea volcano. The State Department of Public Safety says the 10 left on Saturday after Hawaii's State Emergency Management Agency requested help. Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
We'll start the week with partly to mostly cloudy skies today. It'll be humid, and we may see some widely scattered showers and thunderstorms, mainly during the afternoon or evening. A few of those with locally heavy downpours or gusty winds. Look for highs around 81 to 86. Tonight will be mostly cloudy and muggy, a decreasing chance of showers, lows in the mid to upper 60s. Then a mix of clouds and a little sun Tuesday, a slight chance of an afternoon thunder shower, highs about like today. I'm Mike Moss in the Weather Center.
Right now here in the Sandhills, sunny skies, 71 degrees. Humidity 94%, dew point at a sticky 69, pressure 3018. Winds southwest at 8, visibility is at 10 statute miles. 8:14, let's take a look at your Sandhills news for this Monday morning. While police are working to identify a suspect in an armed robbery at an Aberdeen convenience store. The robbery happened shortly after 4:30 a.m. Friday at a Circle K at the intersection of US 1 and Council Way. Emmanuel Covian, an employee, was nearing the end of his shift when the suspect entered the building holding a silver handgun. He was shouting and aggressive, the moment he broke through the door, said Covian. Security cameras images showed the suspect, an African-American male, wearing a black Nike hoodie, sweatshirt, blue jeans, and gloves. His face was covered with a white bandana. He took cash from the register and a handful of cigars from a display behind the counter. Cobian said his wallet was also taken. The man is believed to have run into a wooded area near the property. Authorities later searched the woods using night vision equipment, but they came up empty-handed. If you have information, you're asked to contact the local police. And with the assistance of other law enforcement agencies, Pinehurst Police Department conducted a freedom denial and enforcement checkpoint Friday night. Officers from 4 law enforcement agencies set up checkpoints locations on NC 5 and NC Highway 2, as well as Murdochsville Road at Lincoln Avenue during the event. Charges filed Friday night included 2 driving while impaired arrests, 1 possession of marijuana, drug paraphernalia charge, 6 no operator license, 1 failure to carry operator's license violation, and 1 child seat violation, and a tag violation. Agencies participating including the Pinehurst Police Department, Taylortown, Foxfire, and Laurinburg Police Department. That's your latest Sandhills news this morning. Stand by, though. Here comes all your latest in sports right here on Talk 97.3 FM and 990 AM. WEEB is 817.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. The Warriors are 2-1 leaders over the Houston Rockets after Golden State crushed Houston 126-85 last night in the NBA Western Conference Finals. Draymond Green says they have to play with the same intensity in Game 4 if they want to take a 3-1 lead before going back to Houston.
It's not the mentality that we're up 2-1. We got to go in almost feeling like we're down 2-1. We're able to get one in Houston. So now, the way to protect that is come out Game 4, guns blazing.
As far as the 41-point loss, Chris Paul says it was a poor performance by his Rocket squad.
We know that we're at our best when we're in transition, not taking the ball out the net. And tonight we was taking the ball out the net. We had 19 turnovers. That's uncharacteristic of us. And we knew we was going to get a great game from them being back here at home.
The Las Vegas Golden Knights have beat the Winnipeg Jets 2-1, and with that win, become the first team in NHL history to win their first 3 playoff series in their inaugural season. Golden Knights forward Ryan Reeves says it was a thrill to score the tiebreaker and help his team pass another improbable hurdle.
Hearing the boos after I scored was probably my favorite moment of the series. It's special. Every goal is special. I think everybody in this team has something to prove. We call ourselves the Golden Misfits for a reason. I think we're doing a good job of proving everybody wrong.
NFL owners will meet later this week in Atlanta and are expected to take a vote on the approval of the sale of the Carolina Panthers. Last week, hedge fund manager David Tepper agreed to buy the team from Jerry Richardson for an NFL record $2.2 billion. Yesterday, Tepper spoke for the first time about buying the team as he delivered the commencement address at Carnegie Mellon University.
A kid who couldn't afford to go to an NFL game until well into his 20s is on the verge of getting the NFL's approval to buy the Carolina Panthers.
Tepper is part owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers and must sell that interest before he becomes the Panthers' new patriarch. This is NCN Sports.
Don't forget the sunscreen. We're taking the boat out. Yeah! Sun, water, and fun make summers great, but they're tough on your boat. We've kept ours looking like new with 303 Marine Premium Protectants and Cleaners. 303 Marine products clean, shine, and protect all of your boat surfaces, from the bimini top to the vinyl seats. Our boat looks great summer after summer with 303 Marine.
Available at your local marine retailer or visit 303radio.com.
The longest running and largest wine festival in the state is coming back to Tanglewood Park Saturday, May 26th. Kick off your Memorial Day weekend at the North Carolina Wine Festival. 100 different wines to sample and select North Carolina craft breweries. A special VIP experience with Jeffrey Adams food paired with Bedlam Vodka craft cocktails available online. 5 live bands from the main stage, including Chairman of the Board. Sponsored by Bedlam Vodka, Foreign Cars Italia, Sprint, and Moe's Southwest Grill. Tickets will sell out. Get yours now at ncwinefestival.com.
The New York Yankees and Boston Red Sox remain in a virtual first-place tie in the American League East following victories by both teams on Sunday. The Bronx Bombers throttled the Royals 10-1 in Kansas City, while the Bo Sox kept pace, shutting out the Orioles 5-0. Triangle schools make up 3 of the 4 #1 seeds in the upcoming ACC baseball tournament. The Coastal Division champion North Carolina Tar Heels are the top seed in the tournament. They'll take the field at DeBap for the first time Wednesday evening against number 12 Pittsburgh. NC State grabbed the top seed in Pool C. They won't play until Thursday when they take on Virginia. NC State also will play Friday versus number 6 FSU. Duke is the top seed in Pool D. They've got 2 morning start times in the tournament. On Thursday, they'll take on Wake Forest, the second game coming Friday against Louisville. Josh, Zach, NCN Sports.
It's Keith again from Sweet Dreams Mattresses and More in Southern Pines. At Sweet Dreams, we sell sleep, and we sell Stearns & Foster mattresses made right here in North Carolina. Stearns & Foster is the perfect combination of luxury and function. Right now, save up to an incredible $1,000 off on select Stearns & Foster adjustable mattress sets, and get exclusive white glove delivery by our Sweet Dreams Dream Team, and we will even donate your old mattress to a local family in need. We're the only Stearns & Foster retailer within 75 miles, so shop local at locally owned Sweet Dreams Mattresses and More. Better sleep, sweeter dreams.
Metaphorically speaking, who is driving your car? You or the daily stress that comes from living in this modern world? Meditation has been scientifically proven to be beneficial in treating stress and stress-related illnesses. Neurofeedback is a way to measure that process and improve your response to stress. Neurofeedback addresses a host of issues like ADD, anxiety, ADHD, chronic pain, depression, migraines, sleep disorders, and more. Right Chiropractic offers neurofeedback as another tool in a host of powerful healing technologies. Take back the wheel and get on the straight road with neurofeedback. Call Right Chiropractic for a discussion on how the neurofeedback method can benefit you. Call 673-2225.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
Pride Plumbing is proud to serve Moore County with superior workmanship and dependable plumbing service, including 24/7 emergency service. Like the name says, we take pride in our work and your safety. Our employees must pass background and drug tests and share Pride Plumbing's reputation for quality service. From simple leaky faucets to new water heaters and sewer lines, backflow testing and installation, drain cleaning, plumbing repairs, and, if necessary, replacement and remodeling. A family business with over 50 years of prideful service. Go online to callprideplumbing.com and check out our 5-star customer reviews. We offer a 10% discount to all veterans and active military. Call Pride Plumbing of Moore County at 910-295-0152. 910-295-0152. Serving with pride since 1965.
Hi, this is Steve Leader Adams. How would you like to treat your office to a free lunch? Well, log on to WEEB990.com and register your office for the Jersey Mike's Hack of Subs. We'll pick a lucky winner each Friday morning, and lunch is on us in Jersey Mike's that day. That's WEEB990.com.
So what makes Jersey Mike's special? It starts with the bread, baked fresh throughout each day. Next, high-quality meats and cheeses, sliced individually for your sandwich. Jersey Mike's. Taste it, and you'll see it really is a sub above. This week, try the number 13, the original Italian, provolone, ham, prosciutto, capicola, salami, and pepperoni.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and you're in the Zumwalt Zone. There's a constant struggle being waged among warriors, real warriors, the ones who keep you and me safe at night. Before a bomb is dropped or any type of enemy targets hit, there's a debate. How many innocent people will be killed? How many children or old men and women are we willing to sacrifice to win a particular fight? What if you had to decide? For example, how many people would you have killed, innocent people, to get bin Laden? Let's take it down a notch. How far would you go to win a ball game? Honestly, would you cheat to win a championship game for your favorite team? Is it worth it to win always, no matter what? And what about politics? Should one play by the rules, never lie, never exaggerate, and allow the other party to win? Or do you do whatever it takes so that your particular candidate wins? Have we reached the point in our nation's political involvement that the other guy's party is so corrupt and so harmful to our country that we just don't give a hoot about morals or ethics anymore? I happen to think that what we've become is disgraceful. Republicans do not live by their own platform, and Democrats haven't looked out for their constituents in decades. No wonder people get sick of politics. Especially our school business is political. We need good, solid, honest, brave leaders here in Moore County. Will some of you answer that call? D.C. is not the only swamp that needs draining, at least that's the way I see it, in the Zumwalt Zone.
We should see more clouds than sun overall around the area today, with warm temperatures and some widely scattered to scattered showers and thunderstorms during the afternoon or evening. A couple of those could produce locally heavy rain or gusty winds. We'll have highs in the low to mid-80s. Then tonight should be mostly cloudy, our chance of showers decreasing, lows in the mid to upper 60s. Just a slight chance of an afternoon or evening thunder shower Tuesday. Otherwise, a mix of clouds and a little sun with highs again low to mid-80s. I'm Mike Moss in the Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills' number one morning show. Mornings with the LeaderMan. Here on Talk 97.3 FM and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at Talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
Out of bed. Resistance is futile. Wake up and assimilate the day.
It's Monday morning.
It's starting.
Man, for a Monday show, this is easily as good as a Tuesday show.
Well, what's your definition of good?
Doesn't suck.
Well, in that case.
You too good for us or something?
Too good for us?
It doesn't matter as long as you play kick-ass rock and roll and do this with your tongue.
Get up there and do the show.
All right, it's show time.
Caught you looking at my baby out of the corner of my eye. We were arm in arm when you smiled at him as we went walking by. Now I understand what could make a girl try a little trick like that. But if you're thinking of trying to win his love, let me tell you where it's at. Whoa, everybody's crazy about my baby. My baby's crazy about me. Everybody's got eyes for my baby, but I'm the only one he sees. So give him a smile and try to get his attention. But one thing, girl, I'd like to mention, everybody's crazy about my baby, and my baby's crazy about me.
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 990 AM, WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It's time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am Steve Leader Adams.
And I'm Matt Horsey, the LeaderMan's medicinal sidekick. Send us your talks
your talks, your thoughts, your emotions, your ideas to 910-690-0116, 910-690-0116.
Don't forget, of course, we are being heard and seen around the world on a live video stream. That's available to you. Once again, at talk973.com. Top middle of the page is the link. One click and you're watching. If you're on a mobile device, you need the YouTube app. Put Mornings with the LeaderMan, LeaderMan all one word, into the search. If you're on your mobile device and just need audio, well, we suggest the TuneIn or iTunes platform. Many other platforms will do it too, but just put WEEB into that search. Or you can always get it off of our website in the upper right-hand corner of any of our web pages where the icon says Listen Live. One tap of that and you're listening that quick. Weather for us today here in the Sand Hills area is going to be hot and steamy for several days here. Real relief won't come until a week from tomorrow, but until then, we'll grin and bear it. Partly cloudy today, scattered showers, high of 86. That's the 30% chance of getting wet. 50-50 shot of getting wet tonight, 69 for your low. Mostly cloudy tomorrow, more showers, high of 83. Wednesday, scattered showers, 85. Thursday, scattered thunderstorms, 85. Friday, 84. Only 30% chance of getting wet Friday. And let's see, that'll be your lowest chance for the week. Right out around the Sand Hills, winds are southwest today, visibility 10 statute miles, pressure 3018, dew point 69, humidity 94. It's sunny and 71 degrees currently here at Talk 97.3 FM and 990 AM WEEB. All right, it is 8:29 past the hour. And it's come to that point in the show, my friends, to slap Matt down to size with a little yes or BS.
And now it's time for yes, yes, or BS. Don't hit me back to good bullshit.
All right, time for a little yes or BS. This is where we'll give Matt a statement, and he'll just say, why, yes, that's true.
And this is to what? Slap me down to size?
Or, no, that's total BS.
I scoff at your petty attempts.
All righty. And today's subject is, the new Han Solo movie comes out this Friday, but The Empire Strikes Back hit theaters 38 years ago today.
Man.
So that's the topic. The Empire Strikes Back. And you told me off mic that you had seen all the ones except the current one, which won't factor into this.
Outstanding red team.
The Empire Strikes Back was the first one with Yoda.
Empire Strikes Back for yes.
Luke goes to train with him in the planet, on the planet Dagobah. Yoda also makes a brief appearance in The Return of the Jedi.
And Dagobah is actually in the Dagobah system.
Out of the three original movies, Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, and The Return of the Jedi, The Empire Strikes Back was the biggest box office hit.
No.
That is correct.
Yes.
What was the biggest hit?
The first one.
The first one made the most, $775 million worldwide, compared to $538 million for The Empire, $475 million for Return of the Jedi. If you adjust for inflation, the first movie is still number 2 all time behind Gone with the Wind. One of the main actors from Cheers is in The Empire Strikes Back.
In The Empire Strikes Back, one of the main actors from Cheers. No. BS.
Yes, he is. About 2 years before he landed his role with Cliff Clavin on Cheers, John Ratzenberger played a rebel officer named Major Derlin. The investigation based on the screenplay came out before the movie did. The investigation. The novelization based on the screenplay came out before the movie did.
The novelization based on the screenplay came out before. Oh, I'll say yes.
Yes, it came out about a month earlier, so it was basically a giant spoiler. Anyone who read it already knew the big reveal about Luke's father at the end.
Nobody read it.
Yeah. Nerds don't read. They watch movies.
Nerds do read, but
it almost had another dead plot line. In the early version of the screenplay, Han Solo had been married once before and went searching for his father-in-law.
Okay. BS.
No. Yes, he did. His name was Owen Maracle. And he was connected to Vader somehow. By the way, Yoda's name in that version was Munich, which also they also called him Buffy.
Munich in my throat I have. Let me cough up some Munich.
So you got 2 wrong. That's a 60. That's an F. Now in college it's a D. Is the lowest D you can get. In high school it's an F.
The force is waking you, Stephen.
All righty. Let's move on, shall we, to rim shots this morning. See if those are any more exciting than yes or BS today. All right, rim shots. Can I get one, please? Thank you. All righty. Let me clear some things off so I know where it is. Get that there. Now we're ready to play. Mr. T turned 66 today, believe it or not, but he does. Isn't that right, Mr. T? You turned 66?
Ooh, birthday cake. Whose birthday is it? Mr. T.
Mr. T.
I wish you a happy birthday and save me some cake, because if I gotta find you to get some cake, they're gonna make me mad. I pity the fool.
Mr. T, how awesome is that?
Well, now that he's been alive for 66 years and famous, ironically, for 30 years, these days about the only fool he pities are the punk kids always running across his lawn. The CW is doing a show about Blind Detective. It's based on O.J. Simpson's murder investigation. Porn star Brett Rossi turns 29 today. She almost married Charlie Sheen. Keyword almost. In other words, Denise Richards will always carry around the knowledge that she made a worse decision than the porn star. Johnny Manziel will play for the Canadian Football League this season in the hopes that it will earn him a slot at the NFL. So, yeah, he's drinking again. The Russian investigation is now a year old. Robert Mueller celebrated by indicting cake and ice cream. Police arrested a man ranting about President Trump outside his Miami golf course. He was charged with 1 count of MSNBC.
Did you hear he's a porn star, that guy?
No. Harvard will present Hillary Clinton with a medal on Friday. It will be made of solid gold and engraved with the words, "Congratulations, you participated in the 2016 election." You know how important those participation medals are.
She'll be back.
Al Franken turned 67 today. Are you skipping his birthday party? Hashtag me too.
I think it's pound me too.
Pound me too. The royal wedding was Saturday. For some people, This was the biggest day of the year. These people are called losers. People thought it would be an eclipse during the royal wedding, or they thought that there was one. Turned out, actually, it was just the sun behind being blocked out by Charles's ear, Prince Charles. And Meghan Markle allegedly once dated a porn star. Well, at least you didn't marry one, replied Kanye West. And that, my friends, is your rim shots for today. You know, one girl that let's see, where is it? To swim and
spit it out, Steve.
Jan Jackson. Trying to.
You can't find it?
I thought it was Kelly Pickler.
You have failed me for the last time.
Yeah, it just sounds like it came out of the phone.
Well, that's where it came from. I don't have a computer in this high-tech business.
All right, here it is. It's Kelly Clarkson.
Yes, Kelly Clarkson.
Got all emotional over the school shooting at the Billboard Awards last night.
Before we start tonight's show, there's something I'd like to... This is going to be so hard. There's something I'd like to say about the tragedy Friday at Santa Fe High School. So sorry. I'm a Texas girl, and my home state has had so much heartbreak over this past year. And once again, y'all, we're grieving for more kids that have died for just an absolute no reason at all. And tonight, they wanted me to say that obviously we want to pray for all the victims, we want to pray for their families, but they also wanted me to do a moment of silence. And I'm so sick of moment of silence. Like, God, it's not working. Like, obviously. So, sorry. So why don't we not do a moment of silence? Why don't we do a moment of action? Why don't we do a moment of change? Why don't we change what's happening? Because it's horrible. And mamas and daddies should be able to send their kids to school, to church, to movie theaters, to clubs. You should be able to live your life without that kind of fear. So we need to do better. We need to do better. So people are failing our children. We're failing our communities. We're failing their families. I can't imagine. I have 4 children. I cannot imagine getting that phone call or that knock on the door. So instead of a moment of silence, I want to respect them and honor them. With tonight, y'all, let's, in your community, where you live, your friends, everybody, let's have a moment of action. Let's have a moment of change.
Okay. Kelly Clarkson.
Moment of action. All right, here.
But,
I just had a moment of action. Did I solve it? We need to ban shotguns. That's what that shotguns and revolvers.
There's no one answer to solving the problem. There's two sides to the equation. And the one thing I have observed is every single shooter was identified ahead of time as having mental issues. But no action was taken. Now, I know you don't want to go grab people up because of mental issues, but if they need help, we need to get them help. The one that shot on Friday had been identified long before this as having mental issues and needing help. And you wonder why they didn't give it. So we got to also teach that part of the equation also. And that is if you see something, you suspect something, you got to say something. It's up to us also to help create our own safe atmosphere to work in and live in and go to school in. And it's on all of us to, if somebody's acting out of character or acting wrong, bring it to the authorities' attention. And they need to start acting a little bit quicker. I know you don't want to step on the right, but we got to play it to the side of caution too. Where the exact line is, I don't know yet, but we need to get a definition of it and at least get some parameters in place that would get these people help before they start grabbing for guns.
Well, I agree. I agree, Steve. I would also submit that the idea of how are we going to solve the problem and stop this, like she was talking about, that will never happen. That's like saying, how are we going to solve the problem of car accidents or of accidental drownings or poisonings of children at home? It won't stop. It will never stop. So you just have to do what you can to mitigate it. And, Israel, lots of all the teachers are armed. I don't know if it's all or just many.
Well, I like getting to the problem before it's a problem, and that's why I say we got to. These individuals were basically waving and screaming before they grabbed those guns that they had issues, and we need to spot those early and get them the help they need.
And I agree with you, but even then, we're never going to do that completely. And she talked about theaters.
There's no 100% foolproof way.
That's my point.
Unless we put everybody in a bulletproof bubble and send them to school.
Right.
But it's a combination of efforts that will dramatically reduce the problem.
She talked about theaters. Shouldn't have to send their kid to a theater. Remember that kid in, he wasn't a kid anymore, but that guy in Colorado that shot up the theater. There were 5 theaters closer to his home. Some of them were even bigger. That was the only one that had a no gun sign on the door.
All righty. It is 8:34 past the hour. Let's head to the doors and let's go after some bad guys.
You, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? When you were 8 and you had bad traits, you go to school.
All right, my friends, it's time once again. Drawing that big breath of air, straight across the floor like we own it in the style of the Duke, John Wayne. Open up our closet doors, look at all 30 of our Liberty safes and Carthy shooting sports. And today we're going to mosey over to safe number 9. Open that bad boy up. Matt, reach in and grab one out.
I'm going to give you, Steve, what I believe is the smallest 380 semi-auto handgun on the market. It's the thinnest. It's less than 3/4 of an inch wide. It's a little Beretta Pico. Excellent for concealed carry. And now that you've lost all that weight, I'm going to give you an ankle holster to carry it in.
All right. Well, we'll slide that into the holster, pin on our badge, grab 5 cans of Super Whoop Ass as we get ready to go out in relentless pursuit of some stupid criminal news. Alrighty, stupid criminal news number 1 this morning when this guy seems like a winner. Last month, 38-year-old guy named Larry Price from Bluefield, Virginia, disappeared. His wife reported him missing, and there was a massive manhunt for him. Eventually, someone spotted him by the side of the road about 20 miles away. He told the FBI he was kidnapped by 2 guys and taken to the motorcycle shop he owns, where they robbed him. But the security footage from his shop didn't show any of that. Oops. So Larry changed his story, said he was really kidnapped, and the kidnapping really happened, and he was kidnapped by a motorcycle gang because he owes them money. Turns out neither of those stories are actually true. No, Larry had just tried to fake a kidnapping.
You think?
So he could run off with his mistress. But apparently he got cold feet and didn't follow through with the plan. Now he's facing a charge of lying to federal authorities. That's Martha Washington. What's her name? Who went to prison 5 months? Martha Stewart. How'd that line work out for her? Stupid criminal news number 2, of course, with Hillary, worked out fine. Sometimes it's just too hot
Well, and apparently with Martha Stewart, it was a process thing. It was one of those little silly things. Like, first time she said it was 6 months, and the second time she said it was 5 months. I don't know.
All right, sometimes it's just too hot outside for love. It depends on the quality of the love. There's a 31-year-old woman named Christy Misty Mudd from Clearwater, Florida, who might disagree.
Kind of sounds like a bad porn name, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Christy Misty Mudd. Come here, Christy Misty Mudd. Anyway, Wednesday she was drunk, and she wanted to cuddle with her 24-year-old boyfriend with a boy named Jared Thompson. But he said he didn't want to. He said it was too hot.
It's too hot, Christy Misty.
I got a picture of Christy. I got to say it's too hot, too. For reference, it was 88 at the time, so he wasn't totally wrong, but Christy wasn't having any of that. She shoved him, scratched him in the face, and they started thrashing and trashing the house. By the time the police got there, she had totally destroyed the living room. And for her efforts, she was arrested for domestic battery. Take that, Christy Misty Mudd. And last but not least, I'm always afraid to tell a person cutting my hair that I don't like what they're doing. They have a lot of sharp objects around, but here's a sharp object I never even thought of. A 33-year-old guy was at a barber shop in Brooklyn, New York. You know, it's a little tougher up there. This happened Thursday afternoon, and he told the barber that he didn't like the haircut. And he even threatened not to pay for it. And the barber responded by, well, as all barbers do, throwing him through the front window of the shop. The guy got messed up pretty bad by the glass, and he was taken to the hospital in an ambulance. The barber ran off, and other people at the shop said they didn't know his name or how to reach him. Yeah, right. So the police are trying to track him down. That's your stupid criminal news for this Monday. All righty.
They know his name. The barber's name was Christy Misty.
Christy Misty Mudd. I'll blow that picture up of her. Yeah, 88's too hot for me, too. All righty. Let's move on, shall we? To, I know, time's running out. All right, Matt wants to hold up his hand and put his fingers in the air as called for.
And now it's time for random facts.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, a random fact for today, and maybe a spare.
Oops, I only put up 2 fingers. That's right, I said it.
During a push-up, you're supporting 69% of your body weight in the up position and 75% in the down position.
That's interesting. Makes sense.
There's been one Tinder match in Antarctica. An American scientist in Antarctica used Tinder in 2013 and found a female scientist 45-minute helicopter ride away. They both swiped right, but she left Antarctica before they could meet up.
Excuse me, Steve. Are you and your phone done? Did we just hold up the show for your phone?
I didn't hear my phone.
Still going on.
Sony was producing and selling a Walkman with a cassette player until 2010.
Wow.
Patrick Ewing almost went to the University of North Carolina, where he would have been teammates with Michael Jordan. But there was a huge KKK rally during his visit there, so he went to Georgetown instead. And the real name
if you
of...
remember the KKK? For love of God.
The real name for Chilean sea bass is... easy for me to say. Patagonian toothfish.
Patagonian toothfish.
All right. Close enough. Tomato, tomato. They changed the name to make it sound more appetizing to Americans. That's a good thing. Who wants to eat Patagonian toothfish? Yes, I'll take the Chilean sea bass, please.
Chilean sea bass does sound a heck of a lot better.
Hey, Charlie, one toothfish. Okay.
Which one, the Arizona one or the Patagonian one?
And you knew it had to happen. Apparently, you can sell trademark smells, even ones that are basically good, I guess.
You can sell trademark smells?
Mm-hmm. Hasbro just announced that it has successfully trademarked the smell of Play-Doh. They described the smell as, quote, sweet, slightly musky, vanilla-like fragrance, with slight overtones of cherry and natural smells of a salted wheat-based dough.
And you got to have definitions for things. I know I irritate people because I want to know, well, what do you mean by that? What's your definition of that?
I might have gone with yeasty, smelly feet, but, you know,
Steve.
Whatever works for Hasbro.
Yeasty, smelly feet.
Yeah. All right, things we need to know so we don't sound stupid today.
That almost makes me not want to eat the Play-Doh.
Oil, or as you Yankees say, oil, have cracked through the $80 barrel mark and continues to head up. 25-year-old Texan man was he went back to high school to receive his, or I should say, relive his basketball glory days, attending classes and becoming a basketball team star before what he was doing was discovered. A 93-year-old Ohio man playing his final round of golf ever managed to get a hole-in-one on the third hole of the Green Valley Golf Course. His first ever hole-in-one. You sure that wasn't the Green Valley Putt-Putt course? Blake China's personal assistant has died after being taken off life support. Her family is planning to sue China for not helping her get treatment for her injuries.
Who is Blake China?
Singer. Today's impossible question. Around 10% of us have one of these, but we're unwilling to share it.
10% have one of these and are unwilling to share it. Had or have?
One of these family things.
Family thing. Have and there's.
You won't get this one. It's a chili recipe.
Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that one.
The older.
It's dying with me.
The older you get, the more likely you'll need these.
Dentures.
Friends. 20% of workers say this in the workplace makes them less productive.
Strippers.
Matt Lauer. No. Charlie Rose. Oh, no, not him either. The temperature. According to Men's Health, engaged men are more likely to do this if they are helping plan for a formal wedding.
Engaged men are more likely to do this. Give a damn?
Lose weight. 21% of Americans say the first thing they do when they get out of bed is this. And it's not go to the bathroom.
Put their feet on the floor.
Something a little more dramatic than that.
Have a cup of coffee.
Drink water. Survey says that 64% of women think about this in the shower.
And
what
they're going to make
husband,
for dinner.
Their to-do list. And the Knot.com says just over half of all grooms choose this for their wedding.
The tux.
The venue. The venue.
Wow, half?
Yeah.
Holy moly.
And right quick, all parents want the children to be smart, and it appears there's at least one way that can happen. Read to them a lot. Preschool-age children who regularly hear stories read to them have far better language skills than kids who don't hear stories. So read what's on the page. Keep the poor English out of it. And maybe your kid will grow up to be very smart. All right, so it goes for this Monday. Have yourself a great, safe day. We'll see you back bright and early tomorrow, 7 to 9, for a titillating Tuesday. Until then, be sure to support all the mom and pop businesses you hear on our airways, because they are the backbone of our economy here in Morgan County. Your money will stay here, roll over, and create jobs. And don't forget, millions of Americans, they have fought and they have died to give and protect the freedoms that you get to enjoy today. Live today worthy of their and their family's sacrifice. I'm Steve Leader Adams, and the LeaderMan and Nick and Colt the dog will all see you at 2 o'clock this afternoon at the dog park.
And I'm Matt Horsley. Ilka Chase once said, "You can always spot a well-informed man. His views are the same as yours." Stay tuned for Chris Platt, Rush Limbaugh at noon, Sean Hannity at 3, Levin at 6. Follow and like us at facebook.com/WEEB990. And we'll be back tomorrow at 7.